Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Oh, I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for. What this life is about. What this life is about. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Woo, 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 woo. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Colorado Springs. My name is Reverend Sally Bartholomew. I am the Senior Minister and Spiritual Director of this beloved community, and I welcome you here this day, this Sunday. So you may be asking yourself, why do I come to this Center for Spiritual Living in Colorado Springs? Well, I'll answer for you. You come here to be spiritually uplifted, to be educated, to practice, to actually live the spiritual teachings that we teach in this community. So we are glad that you are here this morning. Is there anyone who might be here for the very first time and willing to raise their hands to let us know that you're here? Welcome. We are so glad that you are here today. We have a clipboard and a flower as a sign of appreciation so that we can get a little bit of your information. And then later, if you're willing, we'll give you more of our information and tell you more about what we're doing here. If you saw the announcements, there's a lot going on at this community, and I am grateful. Yeah, thank you. So as we get started on our Sunday morning celebration, I invite everyone who's willing to stand and greet each other.
Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Singing and praising with my mind stayed on spirit. I'm singing and praising with my mind stayed on spirit. Singing and praising with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. In sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening, I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one.
The words of inspiration today begin with a quote from Buddha. Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom appears from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. And from Eugene Holden, religious science practitioner, we've heard about being the pebble that causes the ripples, right? However, we tend to focus on the ripples and forget about the pebble. The pebble settles into the depths of stillness where it experiences fulfillment. Be fulfilled in the stillness. And from our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, we do not have the power to destroy, only to mold and remold. It is fortunate indeed that this is true, for in spite of all our misdirection, we are still being carried forward on the bosom of the infinite stream to a harbor of perfect safety. We may rest in absolute assurance that good will be the final goal of all things. Pray with me. As I take a deep breath, I feel my body filling with that power, that presence that surrounds me right now. I feel that power, that presence, that intelligence in, around, and through me, knowing absolutely that Spirit is right here, right now. And I am so blessed in my life with so many good things. But right now, I remember my ancestors. I remember those that came before me, those that paved the way for me, for my life, for all the good things that I have experienced. I remember those ancestors. I remember those war veterans. I remember family members and friends. And I am so blessed with each and every one of them, for they have set the path for my life. And I know today is a beautiful day. I know that this service that we are attending right now is perfect in every way. I know that our production team is blessed. I know that our music team is blessed as they sing and play through their voices and instruments. I know that our practitioners are blessed as they hold the consciousness for this community. I know that our Reverend Sally is blessed as she allows Spirit to speak her today, giving us the words that we need to hear. And I bless our children and their teachers downstairs as they learn about the science of mind philosophy. And I bless our ushers and our greeters. And so with this blessing, I am thankful, grateful for all of this. I am so thankful for this community that we call the Center for Spiritual Living, Colorado Springs. I am so grateful and thankful for those people watching our service online, for I bless them also. And with this thankfulness and gratefulness, I release my words to the law, knowing that the law always says yes. So it is done as I speak my words. And so I let go, I get out of the way, I let Spirit have it. And we say in one voice together, and so it is.
I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done and everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. And here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's give some love to our music team, Alicia, Teddy, Scott, Rob, and Ken. And of course, I want to give some thanks to our production team in the back. Today it's Wes and Mackenzie and Evelyn. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. It is July. July already. Wow, summer is officially on its way. And I don't know about you, but there are so many things. There is an abundance of potential activities and things to do, especially here in Colorado Springs. Yes? Yeah, oh, all those shiny things to see and do and get distracted by. Did I ever tell you my 6-word epitaph? I don't know if I did. It's a whole story of who I am. Not easily distracted. Oh, something shiny. Yeah. So it is a new month. We have a new theme from the Centers for Spiritual Living home office. We have what we call our global themes. And there's a whole group that gets together every year to come up with these themes and to share them across the global Centers for Spiritual Living community. And I really normally love to follow the global themes so that it gives us all an opportunity to see the way I might present it, the way Spirit might come through me with a theme, and to also check out the other CSLs and see how do they interpret what's being given as the global theme. So for July, the theme is Rolling in the Deep. And today's theme or talk title is Remember with the Dolphins. Well, I will tell you that the Leadership Council and I and our staff have been so busy this last week and beyond. We were working on our Leadership Council's Sacred Covenant, and in the process, we're creating that right now. We're in the process of reviewing last year's budget and creating a new budget for this year. And we're also in the process of reviewing our business processes here at the center and the business office now that we're fully staffed. So I didn't go too deep into the global theme. That abundance of shiny things, you know, it just totally distracted me from exploring those global themes. So, where am I going to start today's message from? Well, let's start with Ernest. And Ernest tells us in his book, The Power of an Idea, that the conscious or objective mind, that's the mind that we're using right now to discuss things, it's personal, individualized in each and every one of us. It has self-awareness and it's creative. And just beneath this, rolling in the deep. Okay, I got the global theme in there. We have what we call the subjective or the subconscious mind, which is it's a deeper layer of creativity. So as I think about and contemplate this particular quote, I'm actually reminded of our Science of Mind teaching symbol. And so the symbol, for those of you who are unfamiliar, it is a circle. And within the circle, there are 3 sections. The circle itself represents God as all-inclusive. There's nothing outside of this circle. God is all, and so the circle represents that. At the top section of the circle, you see, you can't read it on that slide, but that's okay, that God is spirit. God is the divine idea, thought. Within the center portion, that's where that deep is. That's the law as the subjective activity of spirit. The top could be the noun, the center portion could be the verb. And then the bottom section of that Science of Mind teaching symbol is where we have the demonstration of the law or the activity of God bringing forth the divine ideas that are let fall like the pebble into the pond. These divine ideas then can form the sentence. The top idea is the I, the middle section is am, the verb, and the bottom section is I am, or the sentence. So that's our Science of Mind teaching symbol. Now, this creative process that we talk about here, it works not only on the individual level. Each and every one of us is using it every day in everything that we do. That's why we teach us to pay attention to our thoughts, because each thought is a pebble in the pond. But it also works on a collective or a group level. Now, yeah, maybe you've heard the biblical phrase where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am with them. That's from Matthew chapter 18, verse 20. And the power of that statement, it's really not talking so much about the number of individuals, although we like to think of it that way, as the number of individuals being the important thing, but that's not what's really so important about that. What is important about it is the focus, the coming together and being of one mind, bringing our awareness all to this higher level of acceptance of an idea and a deeper conviction of the truth. So as we were working together these past weeks with the Leadership Council on our sacred covenant, we are coming together and rising up in our acceptance and our awareness of how we're to serve this beloved community. So when 2 or more are gathered together. Now, with the Leadership Council's focus on establishing a budget for the new year, we're actually going to invite you guys to have some fun with us. Are you ready for some fun? Okay. I think it's going to be fun. I hope you will too. So we're going to invite you to engage in several different specific spiritual practices for the purpose of deepening our collective conviction and raising our collective awareness or consciousness of the presence of God as abundance and as the law of circulation. So you may have noticed when you came in this morning, the bulletin board that was out there. We invite you to add your symbols of abundance already present in your life to our collection jar. Now you might say, what is a symbol? Well, a symbol can be anything that you assign meaning to. So this morning, I have brought my little beaded star as an example of a symbol. And why I brought the beaded star is because stars have always represented abundance to me. It's a form of that idea that the law has produced into form. And so when I contemplate or try to count how many stars there are out there, maybe in Colorado Springs with all the lights, we can't see how many stars are actually out there. But if you go out to the desert where there is no ambient light, there are billions of stars. So bring to mind something. Well, let's do it right now. Think about it. Take a breath in. Release the breath. Look in your pockets or your pocketbooks. See if you have anything that you would be willing today to leave in the jar that's by the bulletin board. The purpose of doing this is so that we can see the abundance that we already have right here in this community. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, I don't have any pockets, I don't have a purse today. What do? Well, we thought of that too. We're a pretty smart leadership council, I can tell you. So if you don't have something that you're willing to leave today, maybe you'll bring it next week. We're doing this for 2 months. It's okay. Pick up one of the Post-it notes that we have out there by the bulletin board and write a statement of the symbol of abundance that you know you have in your life that you're grateful for. I think the Post-it that I put up there was about breath. The fact that I have an abundance of breath. Every day I'm breathing in and breathing out. I've lost count of my breaths. Okay, so I never counted them in the first place, but you get the idea, right? All right, so another way that we are going to ask you to participate in raising consciousness of abundance is through doing the 40-day prosperity plan with us. So there is this little book, and yes, see, it is a tiny little book. It's the abundance book, and we will begin this particular spiritual practice on July 23rd. You may ask, why July 23rd? Well, because that's 40 days from the end of August when we will complete this process. Within this book, there's the 40-day prosperity plan, and there are 10 affirmations that we'll process through 4 times so that we've done 40 affirmations throughout this 40-day period. So it's going to be our spiritual practice to do this, and when the Sunday falls on one of those days, then we will say that particular affirmation for that day. Any questions? No questions. Yay! All right. So, we have a lot of ways that we can come together to raise our abundance consciousness. That's what we're all about today. Let's see. All right. You know, I mentioned the budget, right? And I know talking about finances from the pulpit as a minister can be a tricky thing. But let's see if we can make it a little bit more fun and open your minds to other ways of thinking about money. Remember, money, it's really just another form of the divine energy of God, right? So in this abundance book, abundance is defined as an all-sufficiency of supply. It's a full measure of infinite good. In the invisible, that which we cannot see, like thoughts, it's the creative energy of God, and we also call it substance. So in the visible world, it's the energy made manifest as money and every other good thing that's required for a free, harmonious life in this third-dimensional world. So as we think of that lower section of the science of mind teaching symbol, the form or the body, generally, creating a new budget begins by reviewing the prior budget. Ta-da! This is our symbol of the prior budget. You can see it's pretty full, huh? It's got all kinds of really great stuff in here. So, one of the first things we did as the Leadership Council, very scientific here, we reviewed what were the items in our prior budget. So we pulled them out, And we looked at them. All right, so we paid for educational classes. We paid for musicians. Oh, look. Wait, I need more. We got fundraising from the bingo activities. Yeah, we got all this stuff. Uh-oh, I had a leak. That's the boiler. I think that comes later, but yes, yes. So as we go through this process of building and reviewing our budget, we look to see what were some of the big items in here that we knew we wanted to maintain in our budget. So they are the things like Sunday services, donations, pledges, bingo fundraising, education. And with education comes the student investments, the money that you pay to take the classes, as well as the teacher's fees. So that's money that we pay out to the teachers who instruct the classes. Musicians, the production team, guest artist fees, the mortgage, the utilities, the taxes. It's all in here in our budget from last year. And as I was showing with the little leak, you know, we have the little things too, that like the money we spend, which is really kind of small on the WOW group when we do small group activities, any of those smaller things, we put them in here in this budget. So it looks pretty full, right? Yes, it looks pretty full. Could we put more in there? Yes, we could put more in there. You guys have seen this before, I know. So we can put more in here. This is going to be interesting, how much of it's going to go flying. So this is the extra stuff that we can put into what looks like a full budget. Yeah. So you can think of these little black beads as the little things, you know, paying for office supplies, donations that we get from folks that don't come on a regular basis, but we still get those donations, right? So we're filling it up. It's getting a little fuller. Could we put more in? Yeah, we can put more in. Not full yet, right? So we put in the even smaller stuff into the bucket. And I have 2 jars of sand, but I'll only bother you with the 1 jar of sand. So again, we fit even more in here than we thought we could initially, right? I know you've seen this done a different way before. Can we put more in? Yeah. The consciousness is never ending. And so here it goes. We fill it up. We add to our budget from the always available, ever-present supply of the infinite one. And yeah, it's getting pretty full, huh? But guess what? There's still a little more room there, and I'm grateful that there is, because who mentioned the boiler earlier? You know? Thank you, Richard. Yeah, so the boiler was not in the budget. And yet, look at that. The supply necessary to take care of the budget was provided. So, the point here is that abundance is ever available, ever present, ready to fill up all our needs. The trick, the thing we need to do is to open our minds, our awareness, and our willingness to accept the abundance that's ever present. Now, I talked a little earlier, I mentioned the law of circulation. And the reason the law of circulation is so important is because if you're not circulating the abundance that you have, then it's like a pool of water, right? If a pool of water doesn't get a new inflow within itself, it becomes stagnant. And when it becomes stagnant, because it's trying to hold on to all it has, and really it's evaporating stuff, the water anyway, but when it becomes stagnant and not giving out, then it can't support life any longer. And so, just like our breath, everybody, breathe in and hold your breath. Okay, that's not going to work for very long, is it? We have to have that law of circulation. So, here within this community, we do our gracious giving. And you can see our container has a lovely little spigot on it to demonstrate the outflow. So, it's important for us to not only give to the center, but it's important for the center to give back to the community. And so the ways that we do that are through our Gracious Giving campaign, through giving to the school supplies that we're collecting right now. Those are ways that we give back to our community and allow this law of circulation to continue processing through us. So the core idea through all of this is that energy, resources, positive emotions, all of the good that we want in our lives, when it's able to move more freely, to dance, think of a bun dance, when it's allowed to dance, then there's this interplay between giving and receiving, and that's what we're looking for here at the center. So my message to the community today is that we can, and we do, plan our budgets. We live our spiritual teachings by practicing our affirmations. We'll do that together as a community a little later on in the month. By doing meditations, oh, that reminds me. Another way that we will be practicing together is through meditations. We're in the process of organizing what does this look like, but we'll be offering meditations throughout these next 2 months where we can come together. I'm a morning person, so I'll be up, dark 30, doing the meditation. It'll be on Zoom. We'll be recording it, so if you don't do it in the morning, you can join us later in the afternoon. All in an effort to raise our consciousness of abundance. We are focusing our awareness. We are raising our abundance consciousness. Are you with me? Yes. And so it is. So I'm going to ask our practitioners to stand for our time of prayer. And as our practitioners are standing, holding the consciousness of wholeness and well-being, and we go into prayer this morning, we are also bringing to our hearts and minds those affected by the flooding in Texas and elsewhere. So as I close my eyes, I open my mind, Open my heart. And I allow the awareness of that one divine present, that one that knows itself. It knows itself as love. It knows itself as peace. It knows itself as the harmony of the music. It knows itself as the abundance of all good things. It knows itself as health and well-being. And as I stand here this morning, breathing in, breathing out, allowing the circulation of the divine breath to live me, to breathe me, I know that this truth is the truth of each and every beloved in this community and beyond. For I know that each of us is a divine expression of the one, not only experiencing physical form, but we are each souls in expression. This is the truth of who and what we are. And so I bless each and every one of us, those that are on this side of the veil and those that are on the other side, recognizing that divine energy is never lost. It simply changes form. And so I give thanks for this Science of Mind teaching that recognizes the truth of the one, ever present, always available, all sufficiency. I give thanks that my word becomes form. I give thanks for this beloved community that teaches these principles, that practices these principles. And it is from this place of gratitude that I simply release this word, knowing it's done in spirit, and inviting all to join me in saying, and so it is.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing in the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God is, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God is, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Yes, I am the place. I am the place where God is. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
So, as we go into our time of gracious giving, I want us to consider a bigger budget. Help us fill it up. So let me get my little symbol of giving, and then I'll talk about the practitioners. But it is our time of gracious giving. So this is our time that we financially give to the center, that we help each other build this central community of spiritual living. So as we take our gift and we place it against our hearts, we say our affirmation together. I joyfully celebrate the flow of God through me. I am grateful for receiving and giving to my spiritual community. I give thanks, always knowing God is my source. And so it is. Thank you.
I am a humble man from a village in India. I walk in the footsteps of those who've gone before. And this road I travel on will lift me up and make me strong. So when people ask me what this journey's for, if I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in vain. I know no countries, I know no governments, I just know the people I've had the joy to meet. And the only flag I know is it's better that I show when you see me walking down the street. If I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in vain. I get my inspiration from the words of the children. I'm trying to teach myself what they already know. If I could show my fellow man what a child can understand, then the seeds that I have sown will sure to grow. If I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in vain. If I take one step in the right direction,
Come on.
if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in
One more time. Come on.
If I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in vain. And my journey has not been in vain.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, as we come to the end of our service today, I'm here to remind you that our practitioners, including Michael, who was our platform assistant today, they're all available for prayer. And those who are available for prayer will be back in the prayer room at the end of the hallway here in the business offices. And they love to pray. And you may ask, well, what does that mean? They love to pray. They love to open their hearts, open their minds to the presence of the divine, and knowing that truth for you as you're asking for prayer, no matter what prayer you're asking for, they are holding that awareness and that consciousness of the divine as that truth. So please avail yourself of our practitioners. All right, I think we're done. And I'm going to ask Bobby to run up here. And we will participate in our Gracious Giving campaign. And what we do with the Gracious Giving, as I'm giving Bobby a chance to come up here, is we draw an organization that's been nominated each week, and then based on that drawing, we send $100 to that organization to support them. And by speaking their names and telling people about the organization on any given Sunday, we're encouraging you to reach out and find out more about these organizations. Give your time, talent, and treasure to these organizations. Okay, Bobby.
I'm going to have you pick.
All right, I get to pick
You're
today.
into abundance today.
I'm into abundance today. Okay. So, ARC of the United States. And ARC specifically, it's the world's largest nonprofit, community-based organization advocating for and serving people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The organization is structured with a national office and hundreds of state, local chapters, each of which is a separate 501c3 tax-exempt nonprofit. And this was nominated by Jim Nelson. Thank you, Jim.
Do we have some kids? All right, let's bring them in.
We can be our own personalities.
All right, and with those words of wisdom, let's close the service with the peace song. Please stand, put your hand over your heart, or grab onto the person next door, and let's do it.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be, with God as our center. United all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy.